Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to update my recommendation for Lucid stock. Coming into this quarterly earnings release, I did not have Lucid stock rated as a buy. So the company reported its quarterly investor update. I have reviewed these numbers. I'm going to share with you my big picture takeaways from this quarterly earnings result. And I'm also going to update that recommendation for Lucid stock and let you know if I'm upgrading or downgrading or keeping the stock rated where I had it going in. So let's take a look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so Lucid reporting a 39.9% increase in deliveries for the first quarter of 2024 compared to the same quarter the prior year. But these delivery numbers and production numbers, we already got ahead of time. We got these numbers a couple of weeks ago. So this was as expected, nothing new here, although it is still solid that they're growing 40% year over year. The company also successfully raised another $1 billion through a newly created series of convertible preferred stock via private placement to the PIF. Of course, the PIF has been backing Lucid Group this whole time, giving the company billions of dollars, which Lucid has proceeded to invest in the business, and adding those losses are adding up. Now, some of it is going to increasing manufacturing capacity, research and development for all of these models, the technology development, all of that. So the company has made progress, and the company also highlighted one other thing I was really looking for from this quarterly update, and that is confirmation that the Lucid Gravity SUV will start production towards the end of 2024, late 2024. And they're reiterating the midsize platform start of production for late 2026. Now, Lucid, Tesla, Rivian have all announced lower priced models coming into the market. Rivian and Lucid 2026 are the expectations. Tesla 2025 are the expectations, even though it might be sooner, might be later. Given the timeline, Elon Musk, usually what he says happens at least 1 year later than the statement. So all of which are coming into the market with the lower priced SUV. Competition is heating up in that segment. The Lucid Gravity SUV, if you haven't already seen it, it's a beautiful car. Lucid overall, all of their models are just the best looking SUVs, not just SUVs, but the best looking EVs in the market today. I think that by far they are the best looking in terms of just appearance. And it's showing up slowly but surely. Their models are just really expensive. And so it's hard to gain traction and sales growth when you're so expensive and the market is not ready for electric vehicles. So Lucid's efficiency in batteries are best in class, right? You can see it's the efficiency for the Lucid Air Pure versus two competitors here, efficiency rating of 4.74 for the Lucid Air Pure, and the battery cost per mile at $27 versus $32 and $39 for competitors, and the battery pack costs at least $2,000 less than rivals battery packs. So it does have a lead here in technology, and its technology is so strong that even competitors are purchasing, licensing Lucid's technology from Lucid. So it is developing some really good quality stuff. It's just a matter of the market not being there, right? You've got this best in class type product for a market that doesn't really want that product. Electric vehicles are significantly more inconvenient and they cost a lot more than rival internal combustion engine models. So that's the trouble. If the market were to be stronger, if the market were to suddenly increase the total addressable market opportunity, then Lucid will undoubtedly do well. It's just that the market is not doing well and it's plagued with increasing competition. As I just highlighted, Lucid's coming out with newer models, Rivian's coming out newer models, Tesla, GM, Ford, everyone and their cousin is coming out with new electric vehicle models into a market that's all of a sudden not growing that quickly, less than double-digit growth. And so that's the That's the problem Lucid finds itself in. So I mentioned already, their cars are really nice looking. You got the Pure starting at $70,000 and then the Sapphire at $249,000. They're just really expensive. $70,000 is an expensive price to pay for a vehicle. Even though it looks nice, it's, you can get something for $25,000. So you're paying that much more for the luxury aspect of it. And there aren't that many people in the marketplace that are willing to pay an extra $40,000 for the luxury, right? Just for the luxury, right? Because you're getting transportation. You can get transportation for $25,000 or you can get transportation for $70,000, right? You're paying for the luxury. You're paying for the premium experience. There just aren't that many people that can afford that in the world. And those that can, they have a lot of choice between different models. So that's the difficulty for Lucid. Now, another good sign from this quarterly update was they did confirm the price tag. When they launched the Gravity SUV, I watched the production launch video where they introduced this SUV. Again, beautiful car inside and out, just best in class, I would say. Way better than what the Rivian looks like, in my opinion. Of course, the way a car looks is just totally up to taste and preference. But for my taste, Lucid's SUV looks way better than the Rivian. And the Gravity SUV, they announced it'll come out at under $80,000, and they confirmed it again here that it'll come out with under $80,000 price tag. That's the key. You got to make it a little bit more affordable to get a wider adoption, which Lucid needs. Lucid cannot survive where it's producing and selling less than 10,000 units per year. It will lose way too much money at that scale. It needs to get up in scale. I don't know how much, 20, 30,000, 40,000. It remains to be seen at what point Lucid can at least break even and be self-sustaining, but it's nowhere near that rate, and I'll share with you those numbers here. So in the latest quarter, the 3 months that ended March 31st, Lucid net loss was $681 million. $681 million on revenue of just $172 million. On revenue of just $172 million. That loss is remarkable. To lose that much more money on the bottom line than you're generating in revenue. That's why I say even if it were to double revenue, right, from 172 to 340, it would still be at half of its net loss. So it needs to double and then double again. So 4x of where it's at in the current quarter to be at least break even or close to break even. That still wouldn't do it, I don't think, because as it sells more units, the cost of revenue also rises. So it wouldn't be like it's just revenue coming on to help the net loss. It would just be a lot more. So that's where the trouble lies. It's just not a sustainable business at current level, and it's just not growing quickly enough to reduce these losses. Now, last year in the same quarter, they lost $780 million. So they reduced that by just $100 million in 1 year. That means it's going to take, if at that current pace, it would take it 5-6 years to break even. That's a lot of billions of dollars in capital expenditure and losses and opportunity cost. I don't know if investors have the patience for that. I certainly don't. Now, the cash used in operations, that showed better improvement. In the same quarter last year was negative $801 million. Now it's negative $516 million. That's a very nice improvement. Over $200 million improvement in that regard. $280 million improvement. That's really good. Similar story with free cash flow. Over $300 million improvement here from $1.043 billion down to $714 million. So very nice improvement in those two metrics. Net loss, not so much. The company also reiterated its annual production guidance of 9,000 vehicles. It's behind pace so far. If it wants to hit that target, it's behind pace. So I liked what I saw from Lucid in this quarter. Now, I mentioned that coming into the quarter, I did not have the stock rated as a buy. I had it as a hold. I liked what I saw. The key things I was looking for was the being on target for the production for the Gravity SUV. I wanted to see the price point remain below 80,000, which we did see. I wanted to see progress on net loss and cash flow and free cash flow. I saw progress 2 out of 3 on those metrics. And then I wanted to see the company at least reiterate its annual production guidance. And we saw that with the 9,000 unit reiteration of the production guidance. So it did take a step in the right direction, but it's not enough for me to upgrade the stock to a buy. Nowhere near enough for me to upgrade the stock to a buy. I remain at a hold or market perform for Lucid stock, although I acknowledge it did take a step forward in this quarterly update. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.